Christmas is an abomination. Stop celebrating and repent. Do you know the history of this holiday? In 1659, the General Court of the Massachusetts Bay Colony made it a criminal offense to publicly celebrate the holiday, and declared that whosoever shall be found observing any such day as Christmas or the like, either by forbearing of labor, feasting, or any other way, was subject to a 5-shilling fine. Why did the Puritans loathe Christmas? Stephen Niesenbaum, the author of The Battle for Christmas, says it was partly because of theology and partly because of the rowdy celebrations that marked the holiday in the 1600s. In their honest interpretation of the Bible, the Puritans noted that there was no scriptural basis for commemorating Christmas. The Puritans tried to run a society in which legislation would not violate anything that the Bible said, and nowhere in the Bible is there a mention of celebrating the Nativity, Niesenbaum says. The Puritans noted that the scriptures did not mention a season, let alone a single day, that marked the birth of Yeshua. Even worse for the Puritans were the pagan roots of Christmas. Not until the 4th century AD did the Church in Rome ordain the celebration of the Nativity on December 25th, and that was done by co-opting existing pagan celebrations such as Saturnalia, an ancient Roman holiday of lights marked with drinking and feasting that coincided with the winter solstice. The noted Puritan minister Increase Mather wrote that Christmas occurred on December 25th, not because Christ was born in that month, but because the heathens' Saturnalia was at that time kept in Rome, and they were willing to have those pagan holidays metamorphosed into Christian ones. According to Niesenbaum, Puritans believed Christmas was basically just a pagan custom that the Catholics took over without any biblical basis for it. The holiday had everything to do with the time of year, the solstice and Saturnalia, and nothing to do with Christianity. The pagan-like way in which Christmas was celebrated troubled the Puritans even more than the underlying theology. Men dishonor Christ more in the 12 days of Christmas than in all the 12 months besides, wrote 16th century clergyman Hugh Latimer. Christmas in the 1600s was hardly a silent night, let alone a holy one. More befitting a rowdy spring break than a sacred occasion, Christmas revelers used the holiday as an excuse to feast, drink, gamble on dice and card games, and engage in licentious behavior. In a Yuletide twist on trick-or-treating, men dressed as women and vice versa, and went door-to-door demanding food or money in return for carols or Christmas wishes. Bands of mostly young people and apprentices would go house to house and demand that the doors of prosperous people be opened to them, Niesenbaum says. They felt they had a right to enter the houses of the wealthy and demand their high-quality food and drink, not meager handouts, but the stuff prosperous people would serve to their own families. Those who failed to comply could be greeted with vandalism or violence. A lot of people in the modern world may not even know that this winter celebration actually has nothing to do with the scriptures and the faith. They may be even more surprised to learn that Christmas celebrations like decorating with holly, putting up Christmas trees, and kissing under the mistletoe are rooted in ancient fertility rituals. These are all symbolic acts to celebrate the fertility of the earth and the approach of the sowing season. In the early years of Christianity, the birth of Jesus was not celebrated. In the 4th century, church officials decided to institute the birth of Jesus as a holiday. Pope Julius I chose December 25th. It is commonly believed that the church chose this date in an effort to adopt and absorb the traditions of the pagan Saturnalia festival, first called the Feast of the Nativity. The custom spread to Egypt by 432 and to England by the end of the 6th century. On Christmas, believers attended church, then celebrated violently in a drunken, carnival-like atmosphere similar to today's Mardi Gras. Each year, a beggar or student would be crowned the Lord of Misrule, and eager celebrants played the part of his subjects. The poor would go to the houses of the rich and demand their best food and drink. If owners failed to comply, their visitors would most likely terrorize them with mischief. Christmas became the time of year when the upper classes could repay their real or imagined debt to society by entertaining less fortunate citizens. Exodus 34, 12 through 17, Leviticus 18, 21, Leviticus 20, 1 through 5. We are putting our children through the fires of Molech. Where does Santa come down? Through the fires of the chimney. Oh, but we don't believe that anymore. We tell our children that Jesus is the reason for the season, right? Correct. You know who else has a birthday on December 25th? This guy. However, the Messiah was not born on December 25th. The Messiah was born at the time of the lambing. Deuteronomy 12, 2 through 4, Deuteronomy 16, 21 through 22, Jeremiah 3, 6 through 10, Jeremiah 7, 28 through 34, Jeremiah 10, 1 through 5, Jeremiah 19, 4 through 9, Jeremiah 32, 32 through 35, 1 Kings 11, 4 through 8 and 33 through 39, 1 Kings 15, 26 through 31, 1 Kings 16, 18 through 19, 2 Kings 16, 1 through 4, 2 Kings 17, 2 Kings 21, 2 through 8, 2 Kings 23, 10 through 20, Micah 5, 13 through 15, 2 Chronicles 28, 1 through 4 and 25, 2 Chronicles 33, 1 through 9, Psalm 78, 55 through 58, Psalm 106, 34 through 41, Ezekiel 16, 20 through 26, Ezekiel 23, 36 through 45, Deuteronomy 12, 2, Deuteronomy 16, 21, 1 Kings 14, 23, 2 Kings 16, 4, 2 Kings 17, 10, Isaiah 57, 5, Jeremiah 2, 23, 6, 3, 13, Ezekiel 6, 13, 17, 24, 20, 47. It is idol worship, so stop doing it. Jeremiah 10, 3 through 4 speaks directly to our Christmas trees. This is the idol that you worship. In addition, Christmas was outlawed in the States until 1836. Join us at www.straightasthegate.net.